Всем здорово, народ, с вами Мивар. Мы продолжаем проходить игру Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 The Sith Lords с модификацией, которая восстанавливает удаленный контент, который был вырезан, не вырезанный. Так, ну что ж, мы... Что мы тут сделали? Мы защитили в Дантуине анклав этот, бунды от наемников, все прекрасно. Сейчас будем делать себе световой меч. Также мы поговорили с Вруком. Ничего особо интересного он нам не рассказал, послал искать других джедаев. Так, я хочу себе двухсторонний световой меч. Фиолетовый. Ну, все отлично. Так, ну и поднимаемся на борт. Здесь нас должна поджидать дама, насколько я помню. Ну, судя по тому, что я вижу, она нас уже поджидает. Да ну, она не могла положить всю Тиму. Ну, реал. Всю мою команду она одна не могла положить. Это бред. Кто ты? Окей. Так. А что-то она как станула так на пол хп. Я аж охренел. Ну и что это? Эй, нечестно, нечестно. Ну все.
My lightsaber. You've destroyed it.
Ну, бывает иногда в бою.
It is as I heard through the Force. My life for yours.
Вставай, но не нападай на меня снова.
Kill me. I beg you. It was not my wish to challenge you. And I must pay the price.
Я не убью тебя.
I have nothing to offer you. Your strength is superior. It is as I felt.
Обязательно надо было вставать, чтобы попасть в обморок. Ладно, это анимация такая.
Now I've seen everything. This woman, she's a Miraluka. I didn't think any were left in this part of the galaxy.
Что такое Миралука?
Yeah, they're a pretty secretive race. I heard that some of their kind become Jedi, but a Sith? That's a new one. I'm not sure how you'd go about killing one. It'd be tricky.
С ней все будет в порядке?
Well, some of her wounds are pretty bad. Looks like she was already carrying her share of scars, though. I think she'll recover, yeah.
Если ее состояние изменится, сообщите мне, я не хотел ее обидеть. Что, ревнуешь уже? Я ей не причиню вреда, если вы об этом.
I am not asking that she be harmed or interrogated, but she is of the Sith, and she has attacked us once.
Мэри Джейн.
She should not be allowed to walk freely on the ship.
Господи, как это звучит. Так, что она все? Отдуплилась? Так, что я хотел? Хотел я уж свой световой меч новенький. Так. Да, я хотел меч уничтожить предмет. Так, ну что есть, то есть, пока вставляем. Кристалл мой Мивара. Ой, надеюсь, это не попало на запись, я вроде как успел включить микрофон. Я болеть не прикольно. Так, да. Так, ну что ж, пойдем с ней побеседуем.
My life for yours.
С тобой все в порядке?
I am able to serve. If we enter battle, I will fight and die alongside you.
Я не это спрашивал, я спросил, все ли нормально с вами.
I have not heard that question in some time. My flesh is healed, if that's the answer you seek.
Я не хотел вас обидеть.
I know. And I fear that others will see the mercy in your actions. And in my survival. And use it as a weapon to do you greater harm.
Как вы меня нашли?
I felt you. Heard you through the Force. It was like a sound at the edge of hearing. And when I heard it, I found I could not ignore it.
Кто тебя прислал?
I serve my master. I am an emissary, a scout. My master was aware of a disturbance in the Force, but was unaware of its nature, of you. The disturbance is not something one feels from a living thing. There is little my master does not know. And that you eluded his sight for so long is significant. But I do not know why.
Так, я должен знать, где мне найти вашего мастера.
You cannot. His vessel roams the borders of known space, and even I do not know where he travels. Until he calls for me, even if I could lead you to my master. I cannot permit you to find him until you are ready.
Готов?
If I bring you before my master, untested, without your potential realized, then you will be lost to me, and I cannot allow that to happen. It would be as if one brought fire to a paradise valley, shattered a cavern of rare crystal, or blinded a painter.
Моя жизнь не так уж ценна, твой мастер угрожает не только мне.
I cannot, I will not. I would die first, and gladly, to preserve you, untouched, unharmed. Now that I have found you, I cannot sacrifice what I have found.
Ты милым. Если он повинен в гибели джедаев, значит его надо остановить.
You will meet my master. It is inevitable. I have seen it. And when you stand before him and realize what you face, you must be prepared. Until then, I must protect you, help you, until you are ready.
Почему ты это делаешь для меня?
There's a greatness in you. A greatness that does not stem from the Force. It stems from who you are. And if my master does not understand you, cannot see you, then perhaps there is hope for us all. But if you seek to survive, then you must understand why this is so.
Если твой мастер не может меня найти, как же тебе это удалось?
There is much I see my master cannot. I fear it is because of my nature, the nature of my race. My people spend their lives seeing the galaxy, the energy streaming off stars, the growth of life, all things touched by the Force.
Где же сейчас твой народ, твой мир?
It is not a subject which I have spoken of since its destruction.
Как он был разрушен?
The planet was not destroyed. It remains. It orbits, dead in space. But nothing lives on its surface. It echoes, but there's no one left to hear it.
Если твой мир был уничтожен, как ты выжила?
I am not certain I did. I was there when the planet died. To see everything around you extinguished. It was as if I was blinded. It was as if the Force had been bled from the world.
Как будто все вдруг затихло.
I imagine there are worse deaths, worse pain. But if there are, I do not know them. I was the only living thing remaining on the planet of Qatar. And my life, my agony, was a flicker in the darkness that was the planet. All that I had been connected to had been severed.
Ты одна осталась живых?
Yes, but it was not survival. I still wonder what would have happened if I had died with the others. If perhaps there would have been some way to hide my presence from the galaxy. If only I had not felt that pain, that loss, as strongly as I did. But it could not be done. When the life was bled from the planet, and yet somehow I remained, my master came for me. He walked upon the surface of my dead world, and there, lying in the bodies of my race, he took me for his own, and he made me see. And for the first time I saw the galaxy, and I wished to die.
Он заставил тебя видеть?
To this galaxy, my world, absent the currents and spectrums of the Force, was nothing but crude matter, rock, flesh, emptiness. He showed the flickering of life on other planets, the mass of beings that swarm through the empty places of the galaxy. To see such creatures, disconnected from themselves, their world, their place in it, unable to see the currents and how they affected everything around them.
А зачем твой мастер показал это тебе?
He showed me to make me believe in his cause. He convinced me the galaxy, all life, must die. He fed upon its ugliness, its screaming, and in its place, he left silence. And where there was chaos, he brought stillness and order.
Я не понимаю. Понадобилось бы несколько республиканских кораблей, чтобы уничтожить поверхность Катара.
It was not a thing done with machines or weapons. The Force is far more terrible, and it touches more lives than any machine can hope to slay. For everyone that feels the Force, strongly, deeply, each one feels and perceives it in their own way. You have strengths, whether you know it or not, and my master has his. His power is great, and it comes from hunger. He is a wound in the Force, more presence than flesh. And in his wake, life dies, sacrificing itself to his hunger. And those who feel the Force strongly are beacons to his hunger. My people, my planet, would have been attacked in time. It was inevitable. Yet we could do nothing about it.
Зачем твой мастер уничтожил Катар?
The Jedi, the last council of the Jedi, came to our world to meet in secret. They hoped that perhaps among our people, they could achieve the clarity to see what was striking them from the darkness of the galaxy. They succeeded, but only in bringing him from the outer regions. And Qatar, with my kind, with the Jedi upon its surface, could no longer be ignored. And my people died, and the Jedi died,
Ты не веришь,
and
что
there was no
один
one left.
может
Only
уничтожить
me.
всю планету? Это бред. Почему джедаи встретились на Катаре?
They hoped to see the threat that had been stalking them, and they did. But they were unprepared for the magnitude of the threat.
Он напал на него, потому что джедаи пришли туда?
He cannot deny his hunger for long. And any gathering of Jedi is something he cannot long resist. And now that the Jedi are vanishing, I do not know what will happen. Perhaps he will grow strong enough to eradicate all life, merely with his presence.
Так.
I will answer what I can.
Расскажи мне о своем мире.
It is not a subject
Окей, так, это я уже видел все.
I've heard tales of, but
Так, окей.
I will.
Это твоего мастера отправили на Пирагус?
I am not familiar with the place you speak of. My master has not entered Republic space for some time, but there are others who may move more freely, who may have been responsible for such an act of destruction.
Что ты хочешь сказать?
There are many factions within the Sith, all seeking to take what little remains in the wake of the Jedi Civil War. Where one moves, it is not always known to the others, But their purpose is the same. The death of all Jedi. Everywhere. They believe you are the last of the Jedi, and their hatred of the Jedi unites them. All their eyes are upon you, and it is a terrible, quiet darkness that pursues you. I will...
Разрушение первого дело рук твоего мастера.
My master did not cause the end of the planet you speak of. There are many factions within the Sith, all where they...
Понятно. Да. Я слышал, что вы слепы от природы. Как же ты можешь видеть?
My people once had the power to perceive events, to see through the Force. That sight may manifest itself in many ways, and at times, I may affect the abilities of others to see as well.
Так ты говоришь, будто ты не можешь видеть?
My sight has been damaged. What I have taught you, it is not the full extent of the perceptions of my people.
А Виз обладает ограниченной способностью видеть силу, она использует видение силы в режиме от первого лица, он может использовать его как силовую способность, расходуя на это пункт силы.
My master, when he showed me my world, showed it to me as it is. It hurt. And since that moment, it has been difficult to perceive the Force as I once did. But after traveling with you, I feel that perhaps there was a gift in it, hidden beneath the pain.
Когда человек терпит, это дает надежду остальным и ему самому.
Only when one suffers do certain truths become evident,
Дурацкая фраза.
both of the galaxy and of the self. And I feel you are an example of this. If you wish, first you must close your eyes. The surface of the ship, its sights, will only be a distraction. Now in your mind, reach out. Listen for my breathing. Do not focus on the sound, but the life behind it. Imagine its energy, its texture, in tandem with the breathing. And then in your mind, step back from the image and see what remains. There. It is not as difficult as I thought. You learn quickly.
Так, вы получили зрение силы, и в прибавку к пункту силы зрение силы позволит вам видеть мировоззрение окружающих, так и способность видеть сквозь физические препятствия.
It will take effort to maintain such sight, but you now have that power. And with it, you can use it to see life around you in a different way, as I used to see it.
Так. Неважно, мне уже пора идти.
Forgive me, but before you go, I must ask. Why do you do this? Why do you seek to help me? Teach me.
Потому что я верю, что ты можешь спастись.
You must not do this. I cannot allow you to weaken yourself for me.
Помогать другим — это не слабость, это укрепляет обоих.
So you say. But it is not something I have observed or seen.
Что ты хочешь сказать?
I remember little of my homeworld before I entered my master's service. It is not as it was. There is little left of such memories. Or the planet itself.
Скажи мне о своем мире. Так, ладно, мы это уже обсуждали.
My life for you.
Я бы хотел обучить тебя некоторым известным мне приемам.
I am prepared both in mind and body for your teachings. I understand now. Such a form will increase my skills and my use to you.
Я учил тебя, чтобы сделать тебя сильнее, не служить мне.
I do not understand, but the choice is mine whether you permit it or not. I will...
Так, ладно, с ним мы разобрались более-менее.
Yes.
Нет. Ничего. Так.
Yes?
Можешь меня научить каким-нибудь прием?
Very well. I think you are ready for the next tier of
О,
instruction.
опять голыми
For
драться.
this, we will keep the etiquette of the last duel, but we shall add any melee weapon you choose to the ritual, with the exception of the Jedi weapon, the saber. Vibroblade, Bothan stun stick, force pike, whatever you wish. But no items, no force techniques.
Хорошо любое оружие для рукопашного боя, но никаких стыковых мечей, никакой силы ясно.
Then let us begin. And again, do not hold back. I will not.
Так. Так, нет, стоп. Она просто абсолютированный меч оденем. Так, стоп. Ауч. Как неожиданно.
This will teach you. You fought well indeed. You have caught the principles of the style by watching and anticipating my movements.
Да, смотря на тебя голову,
Yes.
это, в принципе, нормально. Можешь научить меня еще каким-нибудь приемом?
I do not think you are ready for further instruction.
Кажется, ты предлагаешь мои атаки.
It is...
Да, понятно.
You are already... If you do not know you are doing it, then training will make you a dangerous opponent indeed. Come, as we fight more, I will teach you. Do not think about predicting my movements. React instinctively. You are doing better. At first, I was afraid that your awareness of your own ability might ruin it, but that is not the case. You learn quickly. Perhaps it is your connection to the Force that allows such things, but I do not think so. Now you fight as an Ichani warrior fights, always in the future.
Получил предвидение в бою, он позволяет тебе добавлять бонус к мудрости в следующий день.
Yes? I am trained that, and I had forgotten how long hyperspace travel can be. If I do not have something to focus my attention on, I fear my sanity will erode as well.
What do you mean?
That eight. I do. You may.
Хотел спросить тебя про Айтрис.
She speaks of you often in anger, but her movements, the motion of her hand, it.
Ну, мы расстались не очень хорошо.
I believe that your leaving the Jedi Order may have hurt her more than she will ever admit. It is a difficult thing to speak of, to see Atris unable to confront such strong emotion within herself. You did not care for her, did you? Atris is beautiful and wise.
Я всегда думал, что она меня ненавидит.
I have heard that Jedi sometimes renounce the code by loving another and fall from the Order, and there are others who keep such unions secret.
Да, это случается.
That is what I have heard. I was not sure if it was something you had seen or experienced.
Думаю, что всех джедаев можно иногда соблазнить.
I see. I have asked you many questions. I did not mean to. They are questions that have gathered over years, and I did not wish to ask Atris.
Но если у тебя есть еще вопросы, можешь смело их задавать.
Thank you, then. I hope this creates some measure of trust between us.
Это так, я был благодарен. Я хотел бы спросить тебя еще кое-что.
You may ask. She's... Before and... It is... It does not...
Так, что я еще хотел? На этой части у меня, походу, будет сплошная болтовня. Установить процессор. Установить поврежденный корпус дроида. От дроида исходит жужжание, звук схемы, восстановление питания системы дроида.
Diagnostic. HK-47 activated. Running checks through primary systems. Assessment. It appears I have suffered considerable damage and dismemberment. I can feel all the cracks in my motivators. And my central control cluster seems to have taken several repeated blaster shots at close range. How crude.
Почему ты был в нашей камере хранения?
Answer. I do not know, Master. It is curious that I was here, although this place does seem familiar. Extrapolation. Perhaps someone was already in the process of rebuilding me. It may be I was needed for some task.
Ты как в целом?
Answer. If by okay you mean the loss of almost all my existing assassination protocols, then no, I am not okay. Furthermore, I seem to have no discretionary control over my vocabulator, causing me to reveal my true function as an assassin droid of unrivaled sophistication.
Что с тобой произошло, знаешь?
Answer. It seems you would know more than I. My memory centers are experiencing some setbacks. Reflection. Of course, for some reason, that does not alarm me. I suspect I have suffered such repeated memory failures before. Still, the loss of my higher combat and assassination protocols is shameful and degrading.
Ты дроид-убийца? Ты похож на тех дроидов, которые охотятся за мной.
Answer. Oh, that is impossible, Master. If I were out to kill you, we would not be speaking. And regardless, I am a unique model. Why, to think that there would be other versions of me would be unacceptable.
На самом деле, в галактике уже как минимум 4 версии тебя. Правда, мы уже с ними разобрались.
Statement. Master, I must inform you that your attempts at humor are wasted on a droid such as I. As I have expressed, I am unique.
Вообще-то существуют дроиды серии HK-50, которые унаследовали многие твои характеристики и функции. Мы их встречали достаточно часто.
Resignation. Very well, Master. If you persist in your attempts at humor, I shall indulge you. Let me check the ship's records, and we will settle this matter once and for all. Conclusion. You speak the truth. This discovery is also causing me some degree of anger and humiliation.
Ты в порядке?
Mockery. Am I all right? Oh, yes, Master. Why, I am fine. Statement. I mean, I've only just been reactivated, only to find that there are substandard duplicates of me running all over the galaxy, corroding my good name. But if they are in fact hunting you, then I look forward to the opportunity to meet these units and educate them in proper assassination protocols. Conclusion. So it seems I need you, for the time being.
Ты дроид-убийца?
Recitation. Yes, as I said, I am an assassin droid. It is my primary function to burn holes through meat bags that you wish removed from the galaxy. Master, oh, how I hate that term.
Что, кусок мяса?
Answer. No, Master. I said it again.
Ну, придется привыкать.
Answer. Yes, Master.
Так. Больше никаких убийств, кроме случаев самообороны. Даже в этих случаях ты будешь действовать строго по моей команде.
Answer. Yes, Master. HK-47 is ready to serve. Statement. Master, I must express some degree of concern. As I have studied your actions, looking for potential vulnerabilities to exploit, I have found several.
Слабые места?
Statement. You seem disposed to helping others, not harming them, as I have come to expect and anticipate from organic meatbags across the galaxy.
Так, сейчас. Милость и милосердие — это не слабость.
Statement. Oh, Master, please, of course they are. Any time you inconvenience or jeopardize yourself for another, it is a vulnerability. In any event, I feel compelled to point out that your self-destructive path of pacifism and sacrifice will only lead to your doom. That may be a trifle melodramatic, but frankly, it is something that all Jedi should hear. And I have been rehearsing the speech for some time.
Зачем тебе изучать меня на предмет слабых мест?
Statement. Master, it is nothing personal, but professional pride dictates that I keep a running tally on any potential weaknesses in my masters. And of course, the weaknesses of any other sentient meatbags, droids, or other targets who are in service to my master.
Это не ответ на мой вопрос.
Hypothetical. Master, it is entirely possible that one day you may no longer be my master, and that my new master might get jealous of our prior relationship. It has happened before. As a result, I have a responsibility to know your weaknesses should I be required to assassinate you.
Ты не должен называть меня хозяином.
Statement. Oh, I am aware of that, Master. I simply use it to give you the illusion of control and obedience. Humans often need such comforts until the end comes.
Что ты имеешь в виду, конец?
Consolation, Master. Everyone dies eventually, and not all of them by my hand. Even droids die when not routinely maintained, sadly enough.
Но до тех пор отвечай мне.
Statement of course.
Так. Хочешь спросить допрос? Допрос?
Statement? Oh, yes, Master. Pain is really the only reliable means by which truth may be obtained. Or so I choose to believe.
Это не допрос, мне просто хотелось бы задать несколько вопросов.
Statement. Very well, Master. But if you wish to be brutal and vicious about it, know that I am trained for such things. Do your worst.
Так, уже достаточно вопросов. Когда я задаю вопросы, это делаю не мучаю вас.
Statement. Master, I am no behavior droid, but it is obvious to me that you have serious ethical problems that will need to be treated at some point. Very well. Ask your questions. If you feel the need to make it an interrogation, however, do not restrain yourself. I would be saddened if you held back.
Мне бы хотелось поговорить о дроидах HK, о других дроидах HK.
Statement. Ah, yes. Them. Very well. What did you wish to know?
Ты знаешь, где эти клоны строятся?
Answer. Master, I do not know. I have tried in vain to find it, but so far the location of the factory churning out these copies has eluded me.
Но почему это произошло?
Statement. I have no idea, Master.
Что это было похоже на сбой?
Statement. Oh no, Master, surely you are mistaken. I would never malfunction in such a way on purpose.
Ты уверен, что не знаешь, откуда они нападают?
Prompt. Do you understand me? I have no idea. It certainly isn't a matter of it being locked in my memory core and being unable to communicate it to others.
И как же эта информация всплыла наружу, если она была заперта в твоей памяти?
Answer. I fear that any such information that exists would only come out when a certain sequence of events takes place. That is why I am eager to encounter more of these clones in the hopes that something clicks that allows me to finally pull the trigger.
Так, хочу больше узнать своих клонов. Почему я тебе нужен?
Statement. Master, there are two reasons for this. One, the probability of them showing up around you is statistically high. If I travel with you, then my chances of encountering these clones is also high. The second reason is a little more complicated. You see, even though those clones are obviously cheap, artless imitations of me, well, they are still me.
О чем ты говоришь?
Answer. Somehow these droids are built from my schematics. This causes certain complications.
Это не объясняет, почему ты нуждаешься во мне.
Answer. Because of my self-preservation program, my behavior core recognizes these templates as still being me, despite their individuality. I could no more shoot them than I could shoot myself. It is a frustrating situation that has been looping through my behavior core for some time.
Так. Ты знаешь, зачем они охотятся за мной?
Answer. Well, Master, it seems you have become a popular individual in the galaxy. This is somewhat surprising to me, since this dissemination of information could not have been caused by your actions alone.
А что ты имеешь в виду?
Statement. Master, there is mention of you specifically in the Corward databases, even in public terminals on Coruscant. Observation. I was led to believe that this information concerning Jedi was not for public consumption, yet somehow it has been made known to them.
Кому это нужно?
Conclusion. Someone wants everyone to know that you exist, Master, and that you are back in Republic space. If I did not know better, which is computationally impossible, I believe that someone wants to make you a target, and they are succeeding admirably.
Кто?
Answer. Master, my feeling would be the exchange. But that doesn't seem to be enough to answer the question, however. Rhetorical. Why wouldn't they have simply kept the information to themselves? Such an answer does not address the central question. And that is, why someone would choose to broadcast your location all over the known galaxy. Theory. My suspicion is that someone is using you as bait for a larger target, who is unknown at this time.
Так. Как тебя разбросало по всей галактике?
Theory. Well, Master, I believe I was shot repeatedly. Once reduced to my component parts, I suspect pieces of me were sold across the galaxy. Statement. I am an extremely valuable piece of equipment after all, Master. My parts were no doubt costly to obtain, and their new owners hesitant to part with them.
Это вернуло мне пару кредитов, да.
Statement. There is no need to hide your embarrassment over the high price I commanded, Master. I will be worth every credit. Despite my apparent memory damage, crippled assassination protocols, and the small amount of rust that decorates my frame. Regardless, please bear in mind that I am quite an asset, and that you would be well advised to take good care of me. Statement.
Зачем они маскируются под дроидов-секретарей?
Answer. Master, as part of my original programming, I am able to communicate in over 600 languages. This usually amounted to short verbal warnings when killing non-basic speaking targets, which gave me some small measure of satisfaction.
Значит, большинство твоих программ было адаптировано из протокольных программ?
Answer. Yes. I believe my original master needed this functionality in order to recover information from various indigenous tribes across the galaxy, but I know little else than that. Suffice to say that that translation capability allowed these copies of myself to assume the role of protocol and translation droids in much of known space. That is, of course, not their primary function. And while they are attempting to pass themselves off as translation droids, their primary functionality keeps rising to the forefront.
В смысле?
Recitation. For example, on Praven Prime, the simple...
Так, ладно. Потеряно. Ну, потом с тобой еще пообщаемся. Так, сохраниться. Да, сохранить. Окей. Так, ну я сейчас попробую вспомнить, о чем я с ним говорил. Просто меня очень жестко срубило. Я напился этих антибиотиков.
Statement. Master, if you
Чтоб
could
не
indulge
болеть.
me for a moment,
И ушел
I
спать.
must express some degree of irritation at your actions. Perhaps my anticipation
Даже его
working
охренительные
one
диалоги не
service
смогли меня
out of
разбудить.
5 was too high. But you are countering all those expectations.
И почему так?
Statement. Well, all your behavior up to this point suggests either strong atonement or confirmation that the atrocities attributed to you during the war were in fact accidents.
Я не горжусь тем, что я натворил во время войн, и не собираюсь об этом говорить.
Statement. I suspected as much, Master. There are few who would discuss such things with an assassination droid, and that is perfectly understandable. I mean, what use is there for communication in a galaxy such as ours? Understanding might be achieved, or sympathies might be gained by such callous acts. You are right to remain silent about your past. I have seen the damage that repressing such things brings, and it is far preferable to share such traumas.
Почему ты спросил меня о Мандалорианских войнах?
Answer. Why? Because your actions then and now are related, and I feel I need some context. I confess to being somewhat needy that way.
Что ты имеешь в виду?
Statement. Sometimes, Master, it is difficult for meatbags to step back and gain some perspective on death and its importance in their insignificant lives. Explanation. You see, Master, assassination is such a versatile tool. I have seen the removal of a single target have far-reaching consequences for a nation, world, even a galaxy. The repercussions of even the smallest lives, whether dead or alive, can have profound implications on history. But surely you realize this.
Это выглядит очень по-людски.
Statement. Master, please, any comparisons between me and your meatbag status leaves a fluctuating, intermittent charge through my control clusters. I was only trying to bring death and its impact to your attention.
Почему так?
Statement. Why your own life, Master? Your single life changed the face of the galaxy, of history itself. Malakoff 5 was an impressive act of destruction, but its impact on the lives of others in the galaxy was far more extreme. I mean, Master, you brought about the death of the Mandalorian race. I doubt they realize it yet, but you dealt them a blow from which they will never recover.
Не пытайся оправдать мои поступки и свои тоже.
Retort. Oh, Master, I am attempting to justify nothing. Merely making an observation. Nothing would change the fact that I derive pleasure from ending the lives of others. I was only trying to bring death and its impact to your attention.
Есть вопросы?
Statement.
Так, что я там еще спрашивал? Так, кто был твоим предыдущим хозяином?
Answer.
Почему ты спросил меня о Мандалорианских войнах?
Answer. Why?
Так.
Statement.
Ты знаешь что-нибудь о ситхах, охотящихся на нас?
Answer. No, Master, I do not. I am afraid I have been out of touch with the Sith for many years. This new Sith threat fights differently than the ones I was familiar with. These seem to favor stealth and assassination to achieve their ends.
Не знаешь, откуда они могут действовать?
Answer. No, Master. The Sith had many hidden bases and strongholds before and during the Jedi Civil War, and I doubt the Republic found them all. Theory. It is possible that the Sith still hold one such base, if not several. Consolation. But I would not worry, Master. I imagine it will not be long before their murderous hands try to seize you by the throat. Twi'lek metaphor. Jontabosi likita masisolinkada untamiasa krawino rutu.
Что? Ты можешь сказать снова?
Query. Master, excuse me, but how is it you know so many languages?
Я нашел сенсор голосовой печати на Пирагусе, он еще и переводить умеет.
Query. May I see it?
Конечно, держи.
Observation. This is indeed familiar. Indeed, it seems to be modeled after my vocabulator, with some modifications, of course. Curious. You say you obtained this device on Paragus.
Да, вскоре после того, как планета была уничтожена.
Observation.
Вернее, до того.
Master, I do believe this device serves multiple functions, including tracking your position for any HK units in the vicinity.
И что нам следует с ним делать?
Observation. Master, I do believe this device serves multiple functions, including tracking your position. It is sending out a passive carrier wave that signals itself to HK units in the vicinity.
Значит, остается просто ждать?
Answer. Master, the nature of the signal from the sonic imprint sensor is such that we must wait until it is signaled. It does not please me any more than it does you, but one of the primary traits of an assassin or assassin droid is patience.
Так. Есть вопросы. Для изощренного дроида-убийцы ты не выглядишь достаточно технологически продвинутым.
Statement. Master, you wound me. Not physically, but in my behavior core. It is true that I once possessed many more protocols and upgrades, but time and damage has taken its toll. And I am afraid that I have a rather long history of memory problems, which has also compromised my effectiveness as well. Still, you will find me a valuable asset, Master, willing and able to terminate anything you point me towards.
Так, ладно.
Query. His...
Так. Не то.
Answer. Comes...
Понятненько. Ну ладно. Вроде как с ним мы разобрались. Так. Теперь я хотел поболтать с Этаном. Ошибаюсь.
Something up?
У меня есть вопросы.
Alright.
Понятно, с ним не о чем разговаривать, до того, как мы слетаем на Наршада вроде как. Ну, вроде мы и собираемся на Наршада. Если я ничего не путаю. Так, Т3, может, что-нибудь подскажешь? Ты не в курсе, откуда взялся этот дроид? Просто, понятно. Ничего особо интересного. Так.
Yes?
Можешь научить?
I do not think...
Окей. Можешь, так не можешь. Пойдем пока сюда. Так. Сохраним. Сейчас у меня выбор будет под классом. Это я точно помню. Так, ну сейчас на всякий случай глянул, что по классам. И сейчас будем выбирать.
You are here. You felt it, did you not?
Да, это был звук, похожий на силу.
The time to hide your presence is coming to a close, and you will need to increase your training. You are ready. Your training must increase, and there are higher mysteries you must learn. But only you must know the path you will take. I cannot choose it for you. Is it battle that stirs you? To meet an enemy blade upon blade? Such is the way of the greatest of Jedi warriors, the weapon masters. Or perhaps it is investigating the mysteries of the galaxy, seeking out injustice and harm, and bringing it into the light. Such is the way of the Jedi Watchman in the time of Ulic Qel-Droma and Exar Kun. Or perhaps your way lies upon the ancient mysteries, and to teach others the ways of the Force, as I have, the way of the Jedi Masters.
Стать мастером оружия и всех убивать. Ладно, я буду джедаем дозорным. Это как бы продвинутый вариант джедая часового. Ой, фу, джедая стража. Ну, переводы разные. Ну, Джеди Ватчмен, в общем. Потому что, опять же, я смогу прокачивать кучу навыков, и у меня не будет никаких проблем с открытием дверей, разминированием мин, убеждением. Ну, в общем, это очень сильно облегчает игру. Да и вроде там импрувнутый стелс. Так, ладно, джедаи дозорные должны вернуться в галактику. И я стану в числе первых, кто восстановит их.
It is not some great test you require to be what you strive to be. It is only your decision to find that path that matters. From here on, you guide your destiny. But in order to take the next steps, you must face your past and put it to rest.
Вы овладели престиж-классом и сделали свои первые шаги в познании наивысших таинств силы. Уровень, навыки. Так, а что по рекомендованным? Навыки рекомендованные. Типа надо все бросить в скрытность, думаешь? А мне кажется, надо вот как-то так. Способности. Величайший престиж чутье. Что это такое? Это, да. Джедаи дозорные, мастера меча, или мастера меча, или ситхи, убийцы и мародеры. Ощущение джедая с помощью, с их улучшенным мастерством силы, сражений, боевой класс получает... Ага, окей. Всякая хрень. Я вас понял. Так, дает бонус урона к силовым мечам. Так, а что ты мне рекомендуешь? Продвинутую защиту от джедая. И где я только что взял? Ага. Так. А нет, я потом-то откачаю лучше. Сейчас я, пожалуй, докачаю уже урон от световых мечей. Силы. Так, камуфляж силы. Что это у нас такой камуфляж силы? Понимаю, его здесь и нет. Ну, это скорее всего стелс. Так что чего удивляться там. Что порекомендовано? Барьер силы. Да. Блин, я этими пассивками почти не пользуюсь. Нахрен я их вообще вот это вкачивал? Ими, наверное, надо пользоваться. Ну, просто я не шарю в этом особо. Ай, так, ладно, сейчас будем разбираться, чего бы я хотел. А хотел бы я, в принципе, следующее. Хочу дойти вот до этой силы, чтобы всех раскидывать. Это очень полезная хрень, ну, конечно, что у нас способность персонажа, собственно, здоровье, чтобы экономить силы. Ага. Любопытная, конечно, хрень, а это броня. Ну ладно. Окей, принять.
You have befriended the seer.
Миралука, почему вы называете ее ясновидящей?
Her species does not see as we do. They perceive the galaxy through the Force, and it is how she found you. It is a rare gift squandered on her people. The Sith carry the battle to you, and you spare them. And as we travel, the empty places of this ship are filled. I hope your thoughts in this matter are clear. In saving her, you may destroy yourself, and do not mate with her. Whatever you may feel, whatever urges consume you, do not let them control you. Such a union would breed difficulties.
Так. Мне кажется, это действительно не ваше дело.
Oh, I think it is. Our lives are twined. I cannot have it twined with another. Like the servant of Atris, this one has other masters. Though blind, she has ties to darkness. Her presence here is a threat to us, to you. Do not underestimate her or her loyalty.
Думаю, я могу помочь ей. Она не выглядит злой.
To show mercy to a Sith is to invite a blade to your throat. You walk a fool's path, and I will not aid you in helping her.
Атон говорил, что ее планета уничтожена. Это была единственная колония ее народа в данном секторе галактики.
Did he? And what do you make of that?
Кажется странным, что мир ощущающих силу был уничтожен.
You are right to trust your instincts. Something is wrong. It is only a matter of discovering what and why. If your instincts lead you to an answer, seek me out. Perhaps we will discuss more.
Есть вопросы? Ты можешь рассказать мне о моем кристалле?
That crystal is bonded to you. Through you, it acquires its character and strength. And through it, your power is enhanced. Most interesting. Your crystal does not perfectly reflect your current self. Remove it from your lightsaber, then ask me about it again. Is there something else you wished?
Что ты знаешь о хозяине Визус?
He, if he can truly be called a man any longer, is one of the Dark Lords that pursues you. I do not think he knows what you are. Not yet. He spared the Miraluka, and that may have been the last shred of feeling that exists within him. Keep his slave close to you. I suspect there was a reason he spared her, and perhaps a reason that she survived when the rest of her people and the Jedi did not.
Визус больше не рабыня.
Entertain what illusions you will. I am too tired to argue them with you.
Он больше не человек? Ладно, как он уничтожил ее родной мир?
It is a technique that is almost as old as the Sith themselves. It is a means of severing connections between life, the Force, and feeding upon the death it causes. It cannot be taught. It can only be gained through instinct, through experiencing its effects firsthand.
И он использовал это, чтобы уничтожить всю планету?
Yes, and he fed upon its destruction. It will sustain him for a time.
Как кто-то может обладать такой мощью?
Power? Do you think so? You would be wrong. There is no strength in the hunger he possesses, and the will behind his power is a primal thing, and it devours him as he devours others. His mere presence kills all around him, slowly feeding him. He is already dead. It is simply a question of how many he kills before he falls.
Такое могущество невозможно.
Nothing is impossible with the Force. It is an energy that flows through all living things, and like energy, it may be harnessed, channeled, and consumed at times. It may even be a substance that can burn and ignite. Do not think of his power as one would a weapon, or one of your warships of the Republic. It is terrible, but it is still a subtle thing. The sect of assassins that chase you feed on the Force. What he does is simply the pinnacle of what they could achieve in time. And that is why they and their techniques must be wiped out. No one again must experience and learn what her master did.
Как ему удается отвести силу?
As much as one may use the Force to bolster the wills and strengths of others, the reverse is possible, though not often used. Instead of sending one's will through connections in the Force, instead such connections are drawn upon, fed upon, and drained completely.
Но вся жизнь пронизана силой.
Then you understand how terrible such a power is, and why it must be ended. It is an empty road to the dark side, and by traveling it, the price is death before one's time. He is a breach in the Force, capable of consuming the lives of those around him. Sometimes the touch is slow, as it is with his crew.
Как он использует свою мощь?
It is not something he can direct or focus, much like hunger itself. He is more of a hole in the Force than a living thing. Force sensitives and worlds rich in the Force draw him. The Miraluka world was one such place. That is why where the Jedi gather, Jedi will die. He will feel it, unless they mask their presence. But Katar called out as a beacon to him, and he could not resist it. And he cares nothing for the Sith, or its teachings, or the Jedi. And when the Jedi are dead, he will feed on the galaxy, the Republic, and eventually consume the Sith as well. There is no future in the empty galaxy he sees, and that is why he must be stopped. The breach must be sealed before his power grows beyond what even we can hope to stop.
Но он больше не человек?
One cannot have power of that magnitude that her master possesses and still think and perceive the universe as we do, as most of us do. I had hoped that you would not have to confront him, but her presence here has changed all that. You will have to meet him in battle. You must be prepared to sacrifice the blinded one. Perhaps her death will buy you the time you need to deal with her master.
Я никогда такого не сделаю.
Entertain what illusions you will. I am too tired.
Почему он сберег ее?
Perhaps he is bound to her, as I am bound to you. If so, there may be a death served by hers. You must be prepared to sacrifice the Blinded One. Perhaps her death will buy you the time you need to deal with her master.
Так.
It is a Yes. Very well.
Так. Когда на меня напала Визус, она что сделала с моим зрением?
She did nothing to your eyes that was not already there. She has forced this upon you, but such crude methods are the markings of the Sith. Close your eyes.
Хорошо.
Feel this ship around you. Listen to my words. Hear the sound of the handmaidens training in the cargo hold, her hands cutting the air. The welding of the droid as it goes about its work.
Компьютер. О, тут остановился мотиватор.
Now, stretch out. Hear the rumble of hyperspace, the hum of the hyperdrive.
О, я слышу у него сбой. Он не полностью отремонтирован.
Ignore distractions and focus on my voice. The breathing of the Blinded One as she meditates in the dark. Now, listen deeper, past her breathing, and listen.
As my feet walk from the ashes of Katar, I shall not fear, for in fear lies death, and
Не было слышно, как она говорила.
You are strong indeed. What you heard was surface thoughts only, but it is something that masters have trained for years and never learned.
Но как это у меня получилось?
That is not the real question you should ask. Is such listening enough to perceive the world around you? It is not, because to listen to the thoughts of another is much like attempting to see the universe only with your eyes. It is equally limiting. Now leave me be. I must rest.
Получили посредник внимательности и восстановили часть своей связи с силой.
Yes.
Так. Я много думал об уничтожении родного... Стоп, если совет изгоняет вас, как могут Эйтрис и магистры не заметить вас?
Ignorance. And perhaps they do not remember or care. It is of no consequence to me or to them.
Точно?
Do not let them discover what makes you what you are before you do, or the consequences for the galaxy will be terrible.
Что?
Because you learned to live without the Force, and that is something that the galaxy is not ready to accept.
Так, опять вопросы. Я много думал об уничтожении родного мира. Так, как он говорил. Ты знаешь, что ее родной мир был уничтожен?
Because it was its time.
Ладно, понятно, ничего особо интересного здесь нету. Так. Ну что ж. Мы летим. Куда мы сейчас летим собирались? Вроде как на Nar-Shaddaa собирался полететь. Так что путешествуем.
Here we are, the Smuggler's Moon. It's the gaping maw of Nal Hutta, swallowing all the cargo and spaceport thugs the galaxy has to offer. Mandalorians, mercenaries, war veterans, and pilots from the Mandalorian Wars and the Jedi Civil War ended up on Nar-Shaddaa, from all sides of the conflict. When the last war ended, there was no place left for them to go. Nar-Shaddaa's a rough place and easy to get lost in. Or for someone to get lost. we wanted to keep out of sight from the Sith for a while, you couldn't pick a better spot.
Что за Налхата?
It means glorious jewel in Huttese, but don't let that fool you. It's the central breeding grounds of the Hutts. Nar Shaddaa orbits it. Nal Hutta's as slimy as the Hutts. Lots of swamp and bloated gas. It's where those slugs reach out and grab chunks of the galaxy. Trust me, we're not going to go anywhere near the place unless we want to be washing the stink out of our clothes for the next few years.
That bad? I didn't think anything could compel you to bathe.
You spend all day thinking up that joke? Maybe you and Beodur should start a circus.
I fail to understand the reference, though I doubt your explanation would prove worthwhile.
Так, значит, на Нара Шадdaa полно бывших солдат.
Yeah, some came looking for work running freight and cargo. Still, there's only so many ships to go around and so many workers, so others lend their weapons to the Hutts in the exchange. It's become a prime base for raider recruitment across the galaxy.
Так. Насколько сложно будет найти здесь джедая?
It won't be easy. There's so much traffic on Nar Shaddaa. Finding anyone on the moon's surface is going to be hard. We're going to touch down in the refugee sector. There's a lot more traffic there, and it's harder for people to spot you coming in, or find you once you arrive.
Ты говоришь, как будто бывал уже здесь.
Anyone flying the Star Lanes has docked on Nar Shaddaa at least once. I wouldn't want to live there, and I doubt anyone does by choice.
Так,
Not everyone who came to Nar Shaddaa were soldiers. A lot of worlds were destroyed by the Mandalorians and the Jedi. Left a lot of people wandering the galaxy.
Так, насколько сложно будет здесь спрятаться?
Shouldn't be too hard. There's so much traffic on Nar Shaddaa, finding anyone on the moon's surface is going to be hard. We're going to touch down in the refugee sector. There's a lot more traffic there, and it's harder for people to spot you coming in, or find you once you arrive.
Да, давай на посадку.
I've plotted a course for the refugee sector, and we should touch down within the hour. Once we're down, we should finally be able to breathe easy. There's no way anyone's going to find us here.
Так, совет, может, что такое?
Perhaps you have heard that the Jedi comes to Nar Shaddaa. While he walks upon the smuggler's moon, he is not to be harmed. You may watch him, observe his movements, but nothing more.
Чем мы должны следить?
You must, because one Jedi attracts others. It is the way of things.
Вот обзорил, братья Жак охотились за джедаем по всей галактике, джедай наконец прибыл сюда, мы прекращаем охоту, в этом нет смысла. Если хочешь жить, повинуйся желаниям Готу. Красавец джедай убегал долгие годы, он не останется на этой плоти, на этой луне навеки. Пусть Жаги ослушаются Готу, я сохраню их голову себе на память. Держи свои угрозы при себе, Ханхар. Ты далеко от своего лесного мира, очень далеко. Я слышал, ты даже не смог получить долг с маленькой красноволосой женщины. Она дважды перехитрила тебя. Если бы она пыталась сделать это с Жагами, она бы уже была мертва. Я отрежу по кровавому трофею от каждой из вашей семьи, Жаг, клянусь.
If Goto's vessel is no longer neutral ground, inform us so that we might initiate assassination protocols and commence firing at once.
Совершать насилие здесь неразумно. Гота отдал ясный приказ. Мы не собираемся причинять вред красавцу джедая, пока он ходит по Nar Shaddaa. Если нас самих не атакуют, нам решено защищать себя.
Observation. Jedi follow the self-destructive path of pacifism and tolerance. They will not attack first.
Этот джедай отличается от других. Вот сказал, что нам не трогать джедая. Но он ничего не говорил о товарищах джедая. Ой, хитрожопые ребята там.
Ah, the beautiful stench and decay of desperate living.
This moon, it teems with life. It is difficult to center oneself.
Never have I been to a place so alive with the Force, yet so dead to it. The contrast is like a blade.
Welcome to Nar Shaddaa. Towering buildings kilometers high and miles deep, with canyons so wide you could have a dogfight in them. Word of warning, watch where you step, or you'll fall for hours.
Все будет в порядке на этой стыковочной площадке?
Sure, most of the landing pads around here are unclaimed, or should be. They're pretty badly maintained, so they're not safe to land on. Well, I mean, not this one. But they all have the reputation, so we should be alright. I think.
Черный ястреб выглядит беззащитным.
Maybe a little, but landing here means we didn't have to transmit our ID signature. You know what trouble that always brings. In fact, while we're here, we should get those signatures changed. Wouldn't make us such a target when we enter a new system.
Какие-то проблемы с стыковочными службами?
No, but I forgot to tell them we were landing. The refugee sector's a dead zone. No one cares too much who flies in and out of here as long as they're not carrying cargo that the exchange or the Hutts might want a piece of.
Это сектор беженцев?
Yeah, in all its glory. Don't get your hopes up from what you see here, though. As soon as we hit the main sector, that's when the smell and the mobs can get pretty bad.
Да, давай двигаться.
Alright then, let's move out. Where are we headed exactly?
It does not matter where we go. If what we seek is here, we shall come upon it in due time.
Yeah, if you want to stay on the ship and meditate some more, don't let us stop you.
Если Zez Kyle L здесь, я хочу найти его.
Finding a Jedi, or anyone else touched by the Force here, will be difficult. The mass of people, the rush of their emotions. It makes detection difficult. But this moon does not get any smaller while we wait. This sector is as good as any place to begin our search, so let us begin.
Well, if we're gonna search a moon of a few billion inhabitants for one Jedi that even our own can't sense, might as well start as soon as possible.
Так, я не прочь достать новое оборудование.
There should be a central trading hub up ahead. Their stock's probably not the best, but they may have some things worthwhile.
Я хочу побольше узнать об охотниках на джедаях.
Well, that means finding either a bounty hunter, a ranking member of the Exchange, or someone willing to talk, none of which are too appealing. Bounty hunters in the Exchange are going to want to shoot you, and someone who is willing to talk to anyone, which means trouble.
The bounty is a waste of our efforts. All that matters is the Jedi. The intentions of the thugs of this moon are of no consequence.
This bounty poses a threat to him. We do not need two beasts at our back when the Sith are enough.
I agree. They're nothing more than a distraction. But even a distraction may prove fatal at a critical moment. We must protect him.
I do not wish your support, Dark Jedi. Your words only undermine my arguments.
If you are so certain of your path, then do what you will, servant of Atris. It makes no difference.
It's up to you. There's bound to be someone in the sector willing to spill their guts for a credit or two.
Посмотрим, куда заведут нас наши пути.
Alright, if you have any questions, just ask. We should be able to leave the ship here as long as we want. No one supervises these landing pads anymore.
You there!
Uh-oh.
What's with you? Letting that piece of junk sink his struts into my landing pad!
Так. Из обмена сказали мне, что я могу здесь приземлиться.
Yeah? Well, it's the first I've heard of it. Tell you what, let me check it out. If you're cleared, then you're clear. No trouble.
Проверяй это и обязательно сообщу обмену, что ты препятствовал моей высадке.
Never mind. It's not worth the trouble. I gotta tell you though, I got another one of your ships docking here within an hour. I'm not sure what to tell them.
Отведи его к другой посадочной площадке. Так, сейчас смотрим, что мы имеем. Да за что мне дали очки темной стороны? За что? Я вот не понимаю, честно. За то, что я ему солгал? Лол. Ладно, на этом данная часть прохождения подошла к концу. Всем спасибо, всем удачи и всем благ.